What's up, everybody? Rusty Buckets at the 2 Buck Sports Show with your post-game bounce of the Memphis Grizzlies trouncing the Indiana Pacers 136-121. The Memphis Grizzlies got off to as bad of a start as we could have possibly done today. Started out 5-0 run to start the game, and then Indiana went on a 32-9 run in the first quarter, jumping out to a massive lead. They put up 45 points, which is the most points we've given up in a quarter all season long. And it just felt like everything was going their way, not our way. So many times we've seen that too, right? Like Memphis starts slow, doesn't start the game off in a good way, and we just go to sleep and sleepwalk through the rest of the game. That was not the case today. As bad as it started, it finished so much better. The Grizzlies had, a 5-point lead in the first quarter. The Pacers led by as much as 18 in the first quarter, and the second quarter didn't look a whole lot better. Transition defense was terrible. Get back on turnovers, terrible. We were making bad shots. We kept shooting threes. At the end of the first quarter, we were only shooting 28% from three. At halftime, we were only shooting 35%. It was just not pretty. We didn't shoot well at the beginning of the game either. Starting off 43% from the field, and Indiana could not miss at 63%. But the defensive effort and intensity started picking up in the second quarter. We had Marcus Smart 9 passes. We had John Morant leaning in and being a better defender. You know, everybody's talked about the transition of his game on offense and how much better of a facilitator he has been and getting to the rim and finding guys. His defense has been unbelievably better. Like, he is such a good defender, and he's not getting a lot of credit for that, but he will in this post-game bounce. John Morant has been a tone setter on defense, much like Marcus, much like Jaren has been for us for years now. John Morant is being that dude. Speaking of Jaren now has 10 straight games, a franchise record with a block and a steal, as he continues to make a case for Defensive Player of the Year and continues to lead this team. You know, Ja is amazing and had a great game today. We've had a discussion on the 2 Buck Sports Show about who is the best player for this Memphis Grizzlies team. It's probably John Morant, but Jaren makes a strong case night in and night out by being dominant on both ends of the court, and tonight was another one of those nights. Again, we chipped away to the lead. We were down 18 in the first quarter, gave up 45 points. We were very fortunate to only be down 6 at halftime, but we turned it around in that second quarter, and we never really even checked up after that. Third quarter started off with a bang. We got our first lead in that third quarter since it was 9-7 at the beginning of the game, thanks in large part to Jalen Wells, who had 10 points in that third quarter. Again, we swung. We were down by 19 in the first quarter. We swung the game and finished the third quarter up by 11. This was a professional win. This was grown man basketball. This was the Grizzlies saying, we're not going to lose to this inferior team, and we're going to step up and do what we need to do to play winning basketball. Couldn't be more proud of the team for that effort. So many times we have gotten down and just kind of checked out before the game was over and just mailed it into the next one. But you could tell tonight was going to be different. We started heating up early in the fourth quarter. There was some uncomfortable exchanges, I'll say, at the end of the third, where Rick Carlisle got teed up after what he thought was Jaren taking out Halliburton, but he didn't. He was fine, or Obi Toppin, but he was fine. Tripp went for a block, and Carlisle took offense to it, as did most of the Pacers. So you thought it was going to get chippy, but we just handled our business, and we kept plugging away. Marcus Smart's move to the bench might be one of the best moves that this team has made in a long time. Marcus comes in as consistently a tone setter for us for that second unit, being that point guard. He trimmed Scottie Pippen Jr.'s minutes down. Pip got a few minutes there at the game to finish with 11 minutes. But Marcus and Ja are running that point very well right now. Listen, I was kind of throwing Marcus in some trade scenarios. I've been on several shows saying I don't think he's going to be a Grizzly after the trade deadline. If you watched our shows all summer, you know I was very, very, very big on the fact that we do not need to make a trade to win a championship. And I'm back on my BS about that. This team is phenomenal. We're super deep. We are the third seed in the West, knocking on Houston's door to be the 2 seed, and we're not even fully healthy yet. Knock on wood, this was the smallest injury report we've had in a very long time with just 3 names. It was wild. We don't even know what to do with that. But this team is getting better, and I don't know that we need to make a move. If so, I'm more trade Luke Kennard, because we've got a lot of guys that are doing what he does. But again, Luke can come in and hit some of those threes that you need. Like, what if I told you that Gigi Jackson Jr. was the only piece that we truly need to make this team elite? You know, I've been on Twitter and on shows saying we need to make a deal for Cam Johnson or go after some of these shooters from these other teams. But what if we got Cam Johnson at home? Like, we don't know how Gigi's going to fit in this offense. Potential is a scary word, as Wayno has said on many shows in the comment section. And he's right. Potential is a scary word. But when that potential of Gigi is in the pantheon of LeBron and Kobe and KD, because that's where he was last year with some of his rookie stats, I think it's fair to bank on that potential a little bit. I think this team is structured to be a really, really good basketball team. We're super deep, and it's something we haven't been able to say for a long time. I hope you're sitting down, because I'm going to give Taylor Jenkins some props. We finished with 8 guys, 8 players played 20-plus minutes today. Everybody else was 13 and 10 and 9 and 4. Listen, he trimmed the rotation down, put his guys out there. We went and won a basketball game. TJ, nicely done, sir. Great job in finding a way to win, trimming it down, playing your best players the most. Ja had 26 minutes. Tripp had 29 minutes. Dez played 30 minutes. And Dez looked better tonight. He's still struggling. I don't think that back's 100%, but finishing with 16 points and 6 rebounds, as well as 6 assists, 46% from the field. Not a bad night for Desmond, considering his struggles recently. Another player I've talked about trading some has been Brandon Clark, and all Brandon done has gotten back to Brandon Clark levels. He looked really good, his old self, with some dunks and putbacks and big rebounds today. BC finished with 8 points in 23 minutes, 4 boards, 80% from the field. He didn't shoot any threes either, which was phenomenal. And he took all of Jay Huff's minutes. Jay Huff only played 6 minutes today. That closing lineup, again, it continues to play out when Ja and BC and Jaren are on the court together. There's nothing you can do. You sprinkle Santi in there. That closing lineup of Santi, Tripp, and BC continue to be lethal for teams in the NBA. This Grizzlies team, as constructed, is going to be a tough out. So you're going to see me on these shows, my show, our show, the 2 Buck Sports Show, the Daily Grind. You're going to catch me on Twitter. I'm done with the trade talks. I'm done with the trade machine. Let's get Gigi healthy. Let's get Edie healthy. Let's get Vince back healthy. And let's see what this team looks like fully constructed, because as encroaching on the 2 seed this season, how we've been so far, I like how we're going to look. Go Grizz. We'll see y'all back. Grizzlies play again. Let's see. I should have this pulled up. If I was a good host, I'd have this pulled up. The Grizzlies play again on, is it tomorrow? I'm falling apart here at the end. The Grizzlies are back to business on Tuesday. We play at Dallas. It's a big game. It's a cup game. We're back playing a good team. It's our first road game in about a week. We need to go get a win here. This is a great win over a Pacers team, a professional win, beating a bad team. Let's go beat a good team on Tuesday night. We'll see y'all there. Go Grizz.